What's going on, everybody? It's Mr. Do It All. In today's video, we're going to talk about the Tennessee Titans, a team last year that finished 9-7. I'm guessing they barely missed a playoff berth. I'm not quite sure, but this team is very much improved. Looking upon what they did in the draft, filling a couple needs there. Some of their losses, nothing too crazy. I mean, this team is young and talented. And then who they picked up, some veteran guys who have played, who knows what it takes to win. Some guys, not all, but they filled most of their needs. They're turned into a smart franchise. They're led by Marcus Mariota. This guy just doesn't throw interceptions or lose fumbles in the red zone. I mean, that's terrific quarterback play in his young career so far. But that's still terrific protection of the ball and making sure that he's making the right play. Their running game, led by DeMarco Murray, last year, one of the best running games in the league. And this year, they're probably going to be bringing Derrick Henry more into the fold, downhill hard runner, to go with that great offensive line that they have over there. Great young offensive line, one of the top probably 5 offensive lines in the league at running the ball and passing. I mean, they filled a need in free agency and in the draft at receiver. They don't really have a number 1 receiver yet, but they're hoping that Corey Davis can be that guy in the future. Brought in Eric Decker, a veteran, to go along with Rashard Matthews last year, who came out of nowhere and had a pretty solid season. So jumping to their defense now, this team knows how to get after the quarterback. Got Jurrell Casey, one of the best 3-4 ends in the league. This guy's balled out since he came into the league. And they still have Brian Orakpo and Derek Morgan. Brian Orakpo is an underrated guy who knows how to get to the quarterback in all his years in the NFL. He did it as a Redskin. He's doing it as a Titans right now. So now their defensive secondary is probably one of the weakest in the league. But they brought in Logan Ryan from the Patriots to come in and probably be that number 1 guy. And they drafted Adoree Jackson, an all-around talent on the football field. This guy can play receiver, he can return kicks, and he can cover. He's a solid young player that they drafted this year. And watching USC more than I watch in any other college football team, I can tell that he's a really good athlete. He probably doesn't have a position, but he's an athlete, that's for sure. Now, overall, this team, I think, is very much improved. I think that they can make a run at a possible playoff berth. If not a playoff berth, probably at least a divisional game matchup. I think this team could beat any team in the wild card. It's just going to come down to them and the Texans, because the Texans are a team that's been around, that's gotten around with very shoddy quarterback play. So, I mean, this team in my eyes is very young and talented, and they have a very favorable schedule. Now, let's go ahead and look at this schedule that they have here. Starting the season off versus Oakland. Now, that's a tough game right out the gate against one of the better teams in the AFC, a team that they might match up with in the playoffs. Oakland's weakness is its defense, and Tennessee's strength is its run game and passing game, or just at least run game. You can't forget about Marcus Mariota out there too. So that's a toss-up game because Oakland is so good. And we know that they're proven more than Tennessee would be. So at Jacksonville, I think that's a W. Versus Seattle, that's another tough game. Seattle's strength is stopping the run, or just playing defense in general, especially when that Legion of Boom is clicking. And they just brought in Sheldon Richardson. So they have a very great defensive line that can stop the run. I think they might lose that game. At Houston, that's a toss. I think they'll split the season series with Houston. Like I said, Houston is probably the best or second best team in this division. They have a great defense as well. At Miami, that should be a win. I think Tennessee is better than Miami. I think that they can win in Miami. I mean, Miami is led by Jay Cutler, so anything's possible. They have a good, young, talented offensive receiving corps and running back as well. So all Jay Cutler has to do is protect the ball. Versus Indianapolis, that's a win. I don't think Indianapolis is doing much this year. At Cleveland, that's a win. They're better than Cleveland, but Cleveland is an improved team once we get into the AFC North here. And then they hit their bye week versus Baltimore. I think they can beat Baltimore, but it's going to be a tough game because Baltimore prides itself on stopping the run, and they're one of the better run defenses in the league. Probably the best. Versus Cincinnati, that's a win. Cincinnati's an interesting team. We'll take a look at them when we get to them, but I think that Tennessee can beat Cincinnati. At Pittsburgh in November, I think that's a loss for the Titans. I don't think they're ready to compete with these teams like this. At Indianapolis, like I said, I don't think the Colts are going to do anything. Andrew Luck might be playing, but if he doesn't play till week 8 and they're 1-7, they might as well not even pick. They might as well not even play with Andrew Luck and secure their future. Versus Houston, now that's a home game for Tennessee. I think this might be the game that they take. The crowd is going to be going crazy. It's a week 13 game, so it's late in the season, but not too late to the point where we might not know who the division winner is, and it sucks that they don't finish the season off versus each other. At Arizona, that's a tough game, I think, in my eyes too. I think Arizona's got a good defense, one of the better defenses. If Carson Palmer protects the ball, they have a good shot. That's a toss-up game. At San Francisco, that's a win. San Francisco's just not on that talent level yet. Versus the Rams, that's a win. Rams aren't on that talent level. And versus Jacksonville, that's a win. Jacksonville, obviously, the same problem. So, based upon what I see here, I could see them going 11-5. That's probably their best possible record. Division winners in that book, and they definitely are hosting a wild card game, because I think the top 2 teams in the AFC are the Patriots and the Steelers. Maybe the Raiders. And their lowest would be 8-8. I don't think this team finishes below 8-8. Honestly, this team is too young. They're too talented. I think they're ready for the show. They just have to prove themselves versus Oakland, Seattle, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and Houston. So that'll just about wrap it up. Thanks for giving this video a watch. I very much appreciate it. And I'm out of here, guys. Peace.